Interesting. Sorry. Unfolded blanket. What an unsightly thing to have to endure. Good morning, everyone. 11 a.m. Be with you for the next 10 minutes. And it is Monday, the 28th of April. Gosh, April goes. I felt like April went very slowly. I think maybe because it's tax month, that always stresses me out. Yeah. But I had an interesting night last night. I went with Molly Jong Fast, my buddy. She and I went to go see a screening of the first two episodes of the new Apple TV Plus show, Your Friends and Neighbors, starring John Hamm and Amanda Peet and Olivia Munn. And it's a good morning, Amy. Thank you. My goodness. It's a good show. I think I've been talking about it here, and it's really fun. I think the dialogue is delicious and delightful. I think the show is. I mean, I'm up to speed on all the episodes that have been released thus far. Last night was just a screening of episodes 1 and 2 at the Whitby Hotel on West 56th Street between 5th and 6th Avenues. And they had popcorn, they had snacks and candy, and hi, Kalia, and celebutation. There were celebrities all around. John was there. John Slattery did a little Q&A with the cast, some members of the cast. Who else did we see there? Rob Marshall was there. Nice guy. My friend Clark Gregg was there. Clark is in Good Night and Good Luck currently with George Clooney. And my friend Orfeh. Who else? I mean, yeah. In fact, I just discovered this website, or rather, Cinema Society. You gotta go to Cinema Society on Instagram. All right. Our friend Andrew Safir runs Cinema Society, spelled just like it sounds. It's the handle on Instagram. And Andrew has these events. And last night's was super fun, no exception to the fun. And great screening room. I love the screening room in the basement of the Whitby Hotel, as it should be. Cup holders would be all right, but I don't want to be spoiled by that AMC cinema. Those kind of accoutrements. No reclining, they're just real seats. Anyway, it was a good screening. And also, I think Your Friends and Neighbors is very well shot, so it lends itself to a big screen experience. And I think John Hamm is great in the show. I think everybody's really good in the show. A lot of talent involved. And so that was a fun event. There was the screening, a little mingling before the screening, and then the screening, and then more mingling after the screening and a Q&A, and yeah, it was good times. But if you go to Cinema Society on Instagram, you can see some pictures in their feed from the event, and I'm in one of them with Molly. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, John Slattery. There's Clark Gregg. Yeah, Jay McInerney was there. Bright Lights, Big City. You know that one, right? Cute picture of me and Molly. Look at that. My buddy. So yeah, go to Cinema Society. And that'll be that. And also, I posted some pictures last night, actually. No, I forgot about that. Today, what's happening? Canada is having its election. Canadians, don't fuck it up. I don't think they will, though. I think current Prime Minister Mark Carney, who came in after Justin Trudeau left, I'm hoping Carney's got it in the bag, but stranger things have happened. So good luck to our friends upstairs in Canada. Canadians are awfully nice people. Let's see. So questions from the gallery. Are you and Judy going to do more grocery shopping videos. Yes, we are. Judy and I shot more. There's more from Zabar's to come. We're not done with that bunch yet. We did more at Zabar's because we went upstairs, which was fun. So I think there's a little more to come from Zabar's. And then we also went to Beyond Cafe, coffee shop, at Madison and 61st Street, which is one of my favorite places. Carol asks, how's Lenore? Thank you for asking, Carol. She's doing much better. I started feeding her frozen raw food, which upsets veterinarians and some people who are anti-raw, and I get it. I understand it. But here's the what. I fed Smokey raw food for 14 years straight. His first year, he was on kibble when he was a puppy. But when he turned a year, I started feeding him frozen raw food. And honestly, for 14 years, for the next 14 years, Smokey was almost 15. Smokey never had an issue. Like, he really never had any health issues. And when he died, there was no cancer. There was nothing. He died of old man. Like, he died of old age, really. Blindness, deaf, and just losing mobility. But he had, 15 years, no health problems, really. His teeth were nice and white. The raw food did him well. It's not for every dog. That just worked for mine. I'm not making any recommendations or suggestions at all. And the veterinarian said that she wanted them to have more grain in their food, which I get. So I started mixing some kibble, and then it became mostly kibble. And Lenore lost interest in that, was touch and go with it. So I went back to the raw, and now she's eating again. Fast, like she's huffing the bowl, like cleaning it. So yeah, whatever works. She's eating, that's the point. And in my experience, and the raw foods also come in, the brands that make raw food also seem to be getting into the freeze-dried formulas. And they're like, and if you have to mix in grain, there are other ways to do it. Throw in some rice, some quinoa, some kibble, whatever. And you can do that. But she's eating. That's the short answer to the long answer I just gave. So thank you for asking. I've been really enjoying, I fell asleep last night because I was so exhausted, but I've been really enjoying Mobland. Have we talked about this? Guy Ritchie's new joint on Paramount Plus with Tom Hardy and Pierce Brosnan, Helen Mirren. Fun. And Guy Ritchie knows how to, he has there is a certain look and feel to the men in his projects. These are rough guys. He loves the criminal element, obviously. Might one call him the Martin Scorsese of Underworld London? That's a stretch. I like Guy Ritchie's work, though. But Guy Ritchie has great taste in, he makes men look really good. Whether it's the clothes, the grooming, the setting, their lifestyle, even though it may be unsavory on the morality meter. Tom Hardy's character is just kind of delicious. A pain in the ass. And his wife has a legitimately hard time being married to him. But the way the men dress, they just, there's a guy, I don't want to give anything away, but there is it's two warring crime families in London, and one of them has a son that gets killed, and is there going to be a war, And the patriarch of the other family is this guy, I don't know his name. He's not, this is a great example of Guy Ritchie craft at work. He's not, if you look at his pictures on IMDb, that actor, I forget his name, he's not what you would call People magazine's sexiest man alive material. But the way Guy Ritchie, when you go through the Guy Ritchie machine, and you get the clothes he wears, the setting he's in, the way he wears his hair. Like, I would hit that. He's oddly, darkly sexy. And that's what I mean by the Guy Ritchie effect on men. Pierce Brosnan, ridiculously handsome guy. Same with Tom Hardy with the bee-stung lips and the big smile. Like, well, he doesn't smile a lot in this show. In fact, I don't think he smiled once in 5 episodes. 5 episodes. But I'm loving Mobland. I think it's really well written. Sometimes you're gonna have to crank up subtitles because they can be hard to understand. The accent is thick. You gotta be really dialed in to like hear it. The accent is thick, and low. He speaks very low, like low volume. It sounds like there was a lot of looping in post-production. I could be wrong, but so you don't feel bad if you feel like you have to put subtitles on. Don't. Anyway, that's been 11 plus minutes I've been talking, so I'm gonna shut the fuck up. I apologize for being absent from last week's live series. I had stuff going on, but I'm back in the saddle here. I'm gonna try to do this lockdown widescreen like we're doing it right now. Holding the phone and doing it, walk and carry is Tori. Thank you so much for your generous tip. I appreciate this. This really helped. Thank you, guys. People ask me like what I do. It's hard to explain. I make content, but that sounds cheap. I enjoy making a commentary on our lives and our situation. Anyway, so I'm back, 11 a.m. daily, Monday through Friday. I'm gonna keep it under 15 minutes. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And more to come. If you're not subscribed here on YouTube, do it now, because then you get like alerts when I'm live. And as much as I like Instagram, and I do, and I have a nice community there, I want to also start building this YouTube community because I like it, actually. YouTube is very, come here, get up here, get up here, get up here. Look who's here. Look who's here. Look at a little special guest appearance. Can I have a kiss? Oh, look at this. Who's this? Look who showed up on the show. Look who's on the show. Hello, give me a kiss. Can I have another one, or am I gonna get an attitude? Kiss. Kiss. Excuse me, kiss. Thank you. Now I can start my day. All right, thanks for tuning in, you guys, and I will talk to you tomorrow.